Hello and welcome to Admit One, your movie and TV podcast, right here on Rabbit Hole Media. I am one of your hosts, Brian Blessed, and I'm joined here today by my dearest papa. What is happening?
Why are you Brian Blessed?
Be gone with him!
I want to know why you're Brian Blessed today, and B, who you were going to make me in that scenario.
I stopped just in case whatever I said was vile.
Gordon's alive.
Who's Gordon?
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Is that a Brian Blessed quote?
Oh, maybe.
That might be a Brian Blessed. No, Brian Blessed has just been on my mind lately because there is a TikTok account basically dedicated. So I first noticed on day 15. It was like day 15 of me posting Brian Blessed until I get a girlfriend.
I see.
And it's just really funny quotes of Brian Blessed. I like the idea that he's actually going to do this. So it's probably going to get to like day.
Yeah, he's not going to get a girlfriend doing that. That's a weird way to get a girlfriend. I got a girlfriend once.
It went well.
Didn't do any Brian Blessed stuff, didn't it?
I don't think that was his way of getting a girlfriend. Or who knows? This is probably like a 12-year-old. Actually, Brian Blessed is probably more like a 40-year-old. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Iron Man 2.
I am desperate for a haircut. I've just realised like how much I really need to get a haircut.
Yeah, I'm a bit floofy. I'm a bit floofy at the moment.
Yeah, I should do that.
Oh no, that's so much worse. Oh dear. Oh dearie me. Dearie me. Released on the 30th of April 2010, which means 2009 and 2021. 2020 were the only 2 years since 2008 that didn't have a Marvel movie.
Wow.
With a budget of $200 million.
Many dollars.
And a worldwide gross of $623,933,331.
Decent profit.
Decent profit indeed.
Just a bit, innit? Just a bit.
Yeah, 128 million. It's still very quaint.
Very quaint, especially to how it gets. Yeah.
Yes. Did you see the articles going around about how Avatar 2 needs to make $2 billion to break even?
Yes.
To break!
Yeah, it needs
even.
to be like the fourth best-selling movie of all time, highest grossing movie of all time to break even.
It's insane.
Like, just don't make the film.
Yeah, agreed.
That is not a smart business move.
Like, I'm sorry.
I mean,
he's one of the directors that shits on Marvel movies.
I know. It probably will make that, to be fair, because for some reason...
I don't know. I agree, it probably will, but there is amount of... I don't think it will do well critically.
No, I don't think it'll do well critically. I think it will sell.
There's so many people who are vocally couldn't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, I think it will sell. It'll make the money because I think when it comes out, the general viewer will be like, "Oh, yeah, Avatar! I remember that being really good," and the fuss of it, and they'll just go. But the third one will not, because the third one will be prompt. It'll be soon. Whereas this one's been, 9 years?
I'm pretty sure
they're
meant to be like a year apart.
Yeah, whereas this has been 9 years, 10 years, or whatever, however long it's been. So a big...
13.
Well, there you go. So a big part of that will be like, it's been a long gap. I think I remember liking it. In hindsight, probably don't. And we'll go and see a second one, but this was fine. And then be less enthused by the third one.
I agree. I don't know if I intend on... I won't go to the cinema to see
No, I don't know. To be fair, like when we saw the trailer, I was like, this is an IMAX film. Because I bet this looks fucking stunning. Because visually...
Sure, but I mean, it does look good, but it doesn't do... But the problem is, it doesn't look much better than everything else anymore.
No, it doesn't. No.
That was the only appeal.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even have a particularly good cast either.
No, I don't remember
It had
that film
Zoe
being great.
Saldana, who is good, but sure, whatever. Take a leave or Zoe Saldana. She's not watching this, it's fine. Sam Worthington, whose career has all but ended. Because people realised he wasn't very good. 2009 was the year of Sam Worthington, but other than that, nothing really. and a small role for Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, I forgot she was in it.
But the movie wasn't very good. It was just technologically impressive.
Yeah,
But
it's
now-
pretty. So like,
Yeah, for sure. Like now, it's impressive in the fact of like, yeah, it looks good, but so did Black Panther.
it'll also probably be on Disney Plus in 3 months after it comes out. Anyway.
Probably. Although James Cameron probably no, it's not allowed. I'm going to re-release it in the cinemas.
Disney,
19
though, innit?
times. Yeah, but Disney took Avatar off of Disney Plus so that they could put the first one back out in cinemas.
Is it on there now? Or is it still off?
I think it's back on now.
Hmm.
Which I thought was cheeky as fuck.
Yeah, that's a cheeky move.
That's an outrageous move. And the only reason they did that was so that they could be above Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, that doesn't fucking count. If you release your movie like 3
Whereas
times...
they did that extra release in China or something, didn't they?
Yeah, and like, okay, you want to play that game, what happens if they release Endgame again?
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. Do you think more people are going to be like, oh, Avatar, oh fuck, we get to experience Endgame again in the cinema? I don't care how good-looking your water was for 2009. Endgame was an entirely different experience that didn't rely on its immaculate, or not immaculate, there are some problems, special effects. Anyway,
I will say the Avatar land in Disney looked fucking excellent.
I'm sure it
That
did.
was fucking
I'm
outstanding.
sure it did. It was just trees.
Didn't even care for Avatar, and I was like, to be fair, this place is fucking cool.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, yeah. It's Marvel related, so this feels more okay. You've seen Simu Liao or Shang-Chi has come out against all the directors shitting on Marvel movies.
Yeah, but I'm bored of that conversation.
I am, but this is the first time someone's actually...
Yeah,
back.
I'm just bored of that conversation of just big
Yeah,
time
I do
directors
think-
moaning that other films have been more successful than them. Some of the things that they said, like some of the things Tarantino said though, is true.
And I don't have a problem with a lot
Some
of
of the things he said, Anthony Mackie said himself a few years ago about the characters are bigger stars than the actors.
No, that's the one where I think that's nonsense.
No, I disagree because Anthony Mackie said as well, and he's right. It's like more people know Chris Evans as Captain America than as Chris Evans. Like,
No, I don't disagree with that, but I think, like, to say that they aren't responsible for that...
oh no, yeah, no, I wouldn't say they weren't responsible for it.
Thor is famous because of Chris Hemsworth.
No, I agree with that.
And same with Captain America. Same with Iron
Because they were well characterized by good acting. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And to say that they're not movie stars is just obnoxious.
Yeah.
Especially considering I have a hot take.
All right, let me get the fan out.
Quentin Tarantino has not made a good movie in his life.
I was going to agree, but I don't. I think he has made some good movies, but I think most of them are
I think-
subpar.
All of them are. I think they are all riddled with If you interrupt a movie to go, chapter 8, cunt. I don't care about the chapters. They're called scenes, you fucking dickhead. We know they exist. You arrogant weasel of a man. Like, oh my god. Kill Bill fucking sucks. Kill Bill Volume 2,
Kill
even
Bill does
worse.
suck, I agree.
Inglourious Bastards, not good. Django Unchained is boring.
No, I like Django Unchained. It's all right.
Hateful Eight, miserable.
No, I like Hateful Eight.
Absolute miserable.
That is the end of the films I like from Tarantino, though, is Hateful Eight and Django Unchained. I don't like the rest.
Reservoir Dogs, whatever. Pulp Fiction, the most overrated piece of shit. On
Carnage. Film is Carnage. It's just chaos.
There isn't a movie. It's just a compilation of scenes he's filmed.
There's some cool scenes, but it's carnage.
A cool scene does not a good movie make.
Agreed. Agreed. I made this point when we did Pulp Fiction in media studies. We had to do a whole big thing, an essay on it, and I made a point of like, I just want to point, this isn't a good choice. Like, these are the decisions he's made and why he's made them, but they were bad decisions. This isn't good.
I don't like a single one of his movies. I think he's the most overrated director that has ever worked.
Yeah, suck on that, Tarantino.
I've refused to even watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I don't give a fuck. Could not give a fuck. At least with other directors I don't like, I can see it's just a taste thing. I don't like the style of movie they made. That doesn't mean that those movies are bad. But I just think most of Tarantino's movies are just poorly written, structured, and some fucking mental Mental.
So you heard it here first. The next series of films we will be doing on Admit One is every Tarantino movie reviewed and ranked.
So you've heard it here first. Rabbit Hole Media has come to a close.
About time. I'm trying to work out what it was that would do it. It turns out it was Tarantino.
But it would be Tarantino. I'd refuse. I would just come in with some... I'll just get the script of everything wrong with... Just download the YouTube subtitles, and I'll just say that.
That will get us close, to be fair. That's plagiarism.
No, because I've said that it's CinemaSins.
All right, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. No, fair enough. I'll let you off.
Doesn't mean we
I didn't realise you were citing them. This is fair.
I'd already done it. By saying I was going to do it, I've done it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Publicly.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You've pre-cited them. Didn't see that coming.
Exactly. Anyway, something about a man that goes...
God, we're fucking hilarious.
I don't think Martin Scorsese is very good either. Anyway, I have some outrageous movie takes.
So do these directors, so...
That's true. I don't disagree with this statement that we're probably in the worst time for movies. Though.
Yep, agree with that. I do agree with
He
that.
wrote True Romance, and that's one of my favourite films.
But even
don't know what that is.
Even Hemsworth has said in an interview that he would like the next Thor film to be different.
Yeah, there's been quite a few interviews where he's like, not directly, but pretty much just shit
on
over
Taika. I've seen a thing where he's like, yeah, I'd like this one to be a bit different, slightly different tone. He's like, just for my own sanity, because I feel like Taika lost his mind with that last one. And it's like...
And he did another interview where he said he's recently worked with somebody else. And he was just like, that's how... I immediately called my manager and said, that's the projects I want to do. Someone who's like collaborative and fun and can but can also make a serious movie. And I was just like...
Love and Thunder wasn't good, man.
The only different thing with Martin Scorsese for me is that I do think he's made some good movies. The Departed is excellent. But anyway, Iron Man 2. General thoughts on this third entrance into the MCU. Entrance. Fucking idiot.
We have an argument this week. I like this film.
I don't think we'll have an argument.
I remember you saying that it was. I thought you said it wasn't particularly good. You thought it was going to be low down.
Oh yeah, it's second to last, no doubt. But
no, see, I don't see how that could be at all. There are many worse films than this.
No, not.
Dark World.
Huh?
Dark World.
It's better than this.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's not. It's not. This film is pretty damn good for the most part. There's some real good shit in here. I like. There are problems. There are some things that hold it back. But I think it's good. I think you got some...
Okay, third to last. I will grant that this probably isn't as good as... I mean, the Dark World is probably lower down.
I also think Love and Thunder's worse than this.
No, I disagree there. I do genuinely...
Okay, I'm intrigued more. Like, we're just going to say we're in spoiler area because no point to his general thoughts. Nonsense. The film is many months old. Why? Why is this so low for you?
Because the entire end sucks.
No, give me more than that. Give me more than just the headlines. No, don't bullet point it. Just go in.
Fine. I hate the fact that they completely and utterly double down on the worst part of Iron Man 1, which is just the villain is another Iron Man.
I agree. I don't like that either.
There are hundreds of Iron Mans now.
I don't like that
without
either. I agree.
A brain. So
the fact he got to the final
fucking sucks.
Yeah, the fact they got to the final fight and then Mickey Rourke is just in an Iron Man suit. I
with
agree.
Hundreds of other Iron Man suits.
Yeah.
This fucking sucks.
I agree with that.
I hate Mickey Rourke from top to bottom in this movie.
But his bird.
Yes,
I want my bird.
I want my bird.
Software is shit.
This is software. Yes, he has some funny lines, but I can't because there is a leg in my balls.
Sorry, I'll just...
But I'm laughing at him, at his god-awful performance. Have Hollywood never heard of actual Russian people? The worst thing that's ever happened in movies. I think the middle of the film completely and utterly falls off. The comic that they're trying to adapt but don't want to make it too edgy by switching alcohol
Always, Hannah.
for
we are perpetually playing footsie on this channel.
Indeed. Switching alcohol out for some form. What does he call it? Chlorophyll?
Oh, yeah, remember that.
Fuck off. Absolutely fuck off. He just invents or discovers an element by removing trees from a model? Suck my dick. Pepper Potts is a cunt in this movie. An absolute, unequivocal cunt. Eat those strawberries and die. Christ. I like Rhodey. I like that they earned the "this is a different actor" joke because the last movie was...
Wait, what's the different actor joke? I don't remember
It's me,
that.
I'm here, deal with it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they tried too hard on the comedy element. I don't think a lot of...
Yes, Hannah.
feel like they... Do they?
Well, that's the whole point of his thing going forward, is that he's powered by this...
For an movie.
No, he continues to be powered by it for the... That's just what his suit is powered by going forward, isn't it?
Oh yeah, but they never mention it.
No, but like it's not just like not a thing anymore. It's just it's done its job. He's keeping it for himself.
For sure, yeah. But anyway, yeah, I think they...
Isn't it how they power Jarvis as well? Not Jarvis, Vision. I'm sure there's some of that in there to power Vision.
No? Because Ultron builds Vision.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there. Yeah, I think they try too hard in the comedy, and 90% of the jokes in this movie fall flat.
Interesting.
I don't think this is a very good movie. It's fine.
See, I think this is another situation where I don't disagree with these problems. I just don't think they're as bad as you say to make it that much low, like that low in the ranking overall of the MCU films. I think other MCU films, not many, I agree it's low, but there are other MCU films that have worse problems than this. I reckon more than that. But we'll see as we go over the next 30 weeks of this. I actually really like Stark in this one. I really like Tony Stark in this one. I think this is one of the better films for Stark. We get to see him in a lot of different ways, doing a lot of different things. It starts off and and doubles down on a lot of the Stark jokes, which are like just the simple little things of like the I don't like being handed things gag and stuff like that. Little things that they just manage to keep going.
Yeah, 10% of them.
I really like a lot of the dialogue work in this film. There's a lot of stuff, mainly again with Stark, but there's a lot of stuff where it's like so chaotic. And I think it's just Robert Downey Jr.'s just good performance of just this really chaotic rambling whilst he's in a conversation with someone. Like there's a scene when like he's walking through and he's like putting a picture on the wall and his thing, and he's trying to give Pepper the CEO job, and she's like trying to talk to him, and he's just nonchalantly rambling away doing his thing. I think it's really well directed and acted in that, or written and acted in that thing. There's loads of really good bits like that which I find really enjoyable about this film.
I think this is a series of set pieces that they came up with that they constructed later, which is always a bad idea. And I think the entire plot of this movie is based on everyone's reaction to Iron Man, which is a massive overreaction. He doesn't do anything that bad.
It's how the world would react. I think it's like the US government saying, you've made a thing, we want it.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. It's the fact that Pepper gets mad at him, Rhodey gets mad at him. For what?
He was being a bit of a prick.
Was he?
Yes.
I didn't see it. I've seen this movie so many times, I've never seen it. Yeah, he got drunk and wore the Iron Man suit apart, who cares? But he drove a Formula 1 car.
The Formula 1 car thing is just, yeah,
but those are the only two things he did.
No, I think the issue is his, like, the problem in reality, and the reality side of it, is his attitude of, I built this thing, it's my thing, you can't have it, everything else, and the way he deals with the entire thing isn't the right way to deal with anything. It's a way that's going to cause problems. I think it makes sense that Stark would behave that way, and I like the entertainment of that. the thing of him in court, I like the whole court sequence of him in court, and then but what I don't see what is to hate about it. I think it's really good. I think there's some good dialogue from Stark. It's an opportunity for Stark to show his level of intelligence, his level of bravado, the fact that like a lot of society seem to, because obviously everyone in the courtroom that's watching is like on his side, are with him. This level of confidence is really building into what that Stark character is. And we've only seen Tony Stark for one movie by this point. So I think all of this is crucial in building up how Stark's character arc develops over the course of the MCU. Because there's still this huge level of arrogance at this point, which he always is arrogant, but that arrogance gets rounded into... what's the word I'm looking for?
Confidence.
Confidence, no, but responsibility. It becomes a responsibility. He turns that over the course of the MCU. That comes from being arrogant to a responsibility of because I'm smart, because I'm better than smarter and better than these people. I need to be better than these people. I need to there's a thing I have to aim for, and he's having to build from that. So I think it's really important that you get all this chaotic stuff, and the whole thing in the courtroom scene of him just being like doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to take his shit. It's an outlandish request, really, in the way they're dealing with it. That guy that's the Secretary of State, whoever it is a fucking little prick. But the whole thing of him bringing him in and the corruption they're showing there, where like bringing Rhodey and like just read this bit, and he's like, well, hang on, no, you're gonna want me to read this out of context. He's like, just read. I think all that stuff's really clever. It sets up Justin Hammer really well there, bringing him in. Who's this guy? Because he's going to become a villain throughout the film. I think it's a good introduction of, hey, he's here to help us on this thing. He's a weapons expert.
I have zero problems with Sam Rockwell. And
I like Sam Rockwell. Yeah. But I'm just talking about this scene in general. I think it sets up so many good elements of the film, and this, when he hacks over the screens, it shows a level of intelligence again, and sort of his technical bravado, and brings up those extra video footage, and I think it's just a really good sequence of just showing like the fact that he's done something which really the government should be taking control of, because in reality you can't just build a fucking super suit. You can't just build a weapon of mass destruction super suit and just have it. That's not like, there are restrictions on weapons, there are restrictions on flying, that is the reality. If someone was to build that would get sanctioned and everything else, because it is a threat in reality.
It is, but obviously that's when it's technically not a weapon comes into play.
I know, yeah, which is it's good. That's what I'm saying. It's good stuff. It's good writing. I think all of this is important, and
I think the intent is good. I don't think the execution was overly great.
What is it about it? The execution?
I just don't like his performance in this scene. I just think it's so.
Downey Jr.
Yeah, I just think it's so hammy. I hate the every 2 seconds. It fucking pisses me off.
But that's important. Like, that's so important for the character development, because in the first film he's like that.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. But it's.
Yeah, and it's more so now because now he's got a different level of arrogance. I'm Iron Man, bitch, and I think even over the course of this film, that dissipates as he starts to realize like being that way in that childish way is not the way I should be. I think it's really important to have some character development in that sense and come from more than just him being this manic, chaotic, overconfident billionaire playboy philanthropist, and like that then grows into the following films and keeps his character developing. And I think without this sort of stuff, and without him being those ways where you sort of don't like him, or at least question whether or not you should like him, I think you don't then get the same weight when you realize you do like him and you should like him. I think that's really important. I think it sets up the stuff later to make that good.
Yeah, something about this just doesn't sit right with me. I find it dull in pretty much every sense. I don't think, as I said, jokes don't land. I don't particularly like any of the characters in this movie. Sam Rockwell I like, but that's just because Sam Rockwell is phenomenal in everything.
I really like Sam Rockwell in this, actually.
Yeah.
I fucking love the bit when he's like doing his stage thing at the Stark Expo. What is it he says? You said it, fucking...
the press is about to run out of ink.
And then just a dead silence. And then I love the really subtle, like, as the assistant comes in to, like, move his lectern out of the way. He's like, yes, get out. Just this, like, really subtle... He thinks he's so fucking cool and so bad. I, like, really like that. Like, I think his performance is great for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Samurai was great, and I had no problem with it.
I like his stuff with... And I agree, Mickey Rourke is poor.
in everything.
Yeah, no, like he is just poor. Rich, but poor. But I like Sam Rockwell's sort of reactions with him and the way he acts around him. Like, it's just like complete frustration and bemusement at all times with this guy. And it's just really like it. It's just like, he first says, I want my bird. He's like, what? You want a bird? Yeah, sure. We can get you a bird. What do you want? We can get the best birds. And I want my bird. He's like, what? Like a Russian bird? What do you want? Like, I just love it. And then when he gets the bird in, he's like, we got you the bird, man. It's like, not my birds. It was a good bird. Look at it. Oh, when he's sorry, no, it's a bit. He's like, Ivan, what's this? He's like, that's not. It should be a helmet. That's not a helmet. And he gives this guy. He's like, try and put your head in there. No, got to try and put your head in there. He's like, I can't. So you can't put his head in there, right? It's really fucking funny to me.
Yeah, I really like Sam. He's probably the saving grace of this movie, but everything else, I just don't know. I really don't know. But the one thing I can't get over is I kind of slightly buy Rhodey's reaction to Tony in this movie, because he's obviously works for the government.
Yeah,
he's
so
high up in the army. I understand that he's probably getting a lot of pressure from that.
You said like,
but I don't understand. I don't buy Pepper's reaction.
Yeah, so you said about obviously them being pissed off with him, like, why, what's he done? Like, I think the Rhodey Stark one is Stark's being irresponsible, which is
so that one I do,
which is mainly I think is then showing up his friend. You know, like Rhodey's his friend, and it makes him look like a dick. You know, it's like at work. You know, a friend of mine started making me look like a fucking dick at work and showing me up. I'd be pissed off about it. And so I get that, and then obviously he's like, yeah, so it's putting pressure on him, and he feels a certain responsibility, and then he's seeing Tony become more and more unraveled, doing that childish stuff, like you say, become more and more crazy, and then I think the party is the final snap, like he's lost control, he's here partying, drunk in this Iron Man suit, at any point, anything can happen, like he's not taking this seriously, this is a...
But I think they kind of needed to show more of it, because... I don't think the race is that bad, and then there's the party.
No, I don't think the race is a problem.
But those are the only two things he does in the film. Sure, there might be implied other things, but show, don't tell.
See, because I do agree the race isn't actually a thing, like isn't a problem, because it's a bit reckless. But he's not doing that as Iron Man. Where I think is where the real problem comes in is when he's fucking around as Iron Man.
Yeah,
because it's like that needs to be a different symbol, and that needs to be seen as a like this suit is dangerous. There's that whole it's not a weapon, whether it's armed, it has weapons in it, it's dangerous. You need to be sensible with it. Because again, you know, think if in the real world there was just one of these rich billionaires, these Elon Musk types, suddenly came out and went, I've built an Iron Man suit, you would be a little bit like, something's going to go wrong somewhere. Because Elon Musk can't even deal with Twitter, let alone an Iron Man suit. So I get it. I get that side of things. The Pepper thing, I agree. Like, it's like, you're not really doing anything.
If someone's given you a company and made you one of the richest people in the world, I don't care what they do, you have no right to be annoyed at them.
No, I agree.
If someone's personally responsible for that much of your financial gain, shut the fuck up.
But they do get a roof.
They do get a roof. But
so she pays him back.
It's Gwyneth Paltrow. I mean, everyone smelt that vagina.
Yeah, it smells like a candle.
It smells like a candle, apparently. Cancelled.
She's her candle. I don't know if you can get cancelled for that.
You know, I've just noticed something. I gave someone the brand name for very protective cases.
Right.
And do you know what I've done? I've given them the brand name for a cheap TV instead of JCB.
They also make diggers, JCB.
Yeah, but that's why they make phone cases for us, because it's for job sites.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But anyway,
also could easily get muddled with JBL, who make speakers.
That doesn't rhyme though.
Yeah,
JVC and JCB.
You don't rhyme.
I often do. Cat and hat. There you go.
Liam rhymes. No, it doesn't. Comedy. Comedy.
Quite. What were we talking about? Oh, Gwyneth Paltrow and her candle vagina.
Now, so which brings me to... This is a real awkward segue, and I apologise. Brings me to what I actually generally think is one of my favourite things about this film. Scarlett Johansson.
To be fair, in this entire discussion, I had forgotten.
I like Scarlett Johansson anyway. And I think she's really good in this. Good introduction to Black Widow. I think she's great. I love the fucking scene where she and Happy go and infiltrate the thing.
That's a good scene.
Great. And Happy's just doing this like, proper fist fight. And then it's like, I got him. Oh, that's really good. Really good.
Watch the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like Scarlett Johansson. And I like Happy as well. I always like Happy.
Yeah.
But doesn't do enough. And there's just a lot of... I feel this is one of the first movies where they try and force too much in for future stuff.
I don't know. I don't think there's much in there. They've got Scario's in it. Coulson appears for a bit. Nick Fury's talking about Avengers. That's about it.
They're literally talking about where they're going for the next film as well. Only briefly.
Yeah, just a little tease.
Only briefly, so I don't
I'm
mind
okay
that
with
too
that.
much. There's
Yeah.
a fake Captain America shield, which is also in the first movie.
I don't mind that either.
But no, I don't mind them on their own. It's just the fact that there is a lot of it. And then pretty much there is a lot of that conversation between... Not a lot. Maybe like a third of that conversation between Tony Stark and Nick Fury outside his blown-up house, which is all that setting up S.H.I.E.L.D. and all the...
Yeah, they need to set that up, though, because at this point we've not had it, so they've got to give it a foundation in universe, so I think that's okay.
I don't think it was needed yet. And you can kind of... But I just don't...
There's an opportunity there, though, because you've only got 2 movies before Avengers, and it needs to be set up briefly prior to Avengers at least. And given the time frame of Cap, there's not really an opportunity to set it up there. And you kind of need a certain element of it for Thor already as well. So I think getting it just in early and the little link and just... I think that's fine. I don't have a problem there at all.
No,
I think a lot of the issues you're describing are really just I'd imagine, I might be wrong, but I feel like maybe some of these issues weren't there for you when this film was first out.
No, I never liked this movie very much.
No, but I didn't say that. But some of the specifics,
maybe.
I don't think would have been, because I think a lot of the problems are just now going back because we've seen characters to a different level now, and we've had all these set up, so we know everything. Like a lot of this base knowledge that they're telling you for the first time in this, we just know. Like we know this now. And at the time, especially for people that weren't fans of the comics or the franchises initially, that was the first time we were getting that information. Like me, for example, I didn't know any of this. I didn't know anything about any of it. This is the first time I'm learning about any of this stuff. So there was never a point where any of those things were a problem for me. Like I do agree this is it's not the strongest MCU movie in any sense, but I think there's enough good here. I do think there's some good action sequences. There are also some less interesting ones. Yes, I particularly don't like the fight against Ricky Mork and his Iron Man suit. Iron
It's annoying because they use a couple of cool moves that they could have done way better in other movies but never come back.
Yeah.
The lasers in the hands and all of that.
I like that you also start getting your first sort of glimpse at the team-up stuff with him and Rhodey together at the end, which I like. It's a little build. And again, I think it makes the impact of the big team-up in Avengers a little bit more so, because it's like we've had a team-up which was quite cool and then taking it to the next level, which is, I think, again, another reason why Endgame becomes so good, because we've been building to the big team-up to this massive team-up. And I think you have to have those little ones. I think it's really easy to overlook some of these really small factors that on their own seem really insignificant, but when you take them away from the bigger picture, would weaken the bigger picture and don't realize how much it adds to that bigger picture. It's like leaving garlic out of a recipe. You don't think it's going to make a difference, but actually then when you have the thing that does have garlic in it, it's like, that's actually, it's good.
Already established I can't cook, so I don't know that.
You get what I mean, though?
I do, yeah. I understand the analogy on a base level. I don't know. I really don't know. Other than that, I really don't know what it is about this movie. It's just never...
It's fair, though. Like
never jived with me.
Yeah, like there's also always going to be an element of it just doesn't... like
boring.
Like me and Black Panther. Like Black Panther, the first one, really isn't a bad film, but a big chunk of it just doesn't gel with me. It just doesn't vibe. So yeah, I get that. I get that, and I think that's a totally fair thing. And to be fair, I think all the criticisms you've said are valid, and there just for me are just not anywhere near enough to take away from the fun of the film.
I think it's just because one of my biggest issues is the people's attitude toward the kind of hard shift in attitude towards Tony Stark, and that's such a. I don't buy it, and that's such a big part of the film. So I don't buy. Yeah. A firework just went off.
See,
21 days late.
A weird time as well. 8:38. It's not time to put off a firework.
Indeed, but it's such a. So I don't buy. I just don't accept like a big part of this film. So that's always going to say. I do like the triangle in the Iron Man suit.
Mm-hmm. That you can't see on that picture.
You can't see on that. So that's wrong then, because they're only ever together and he has the triangle. But
I mean, it's just a big white glow. I think it's just overexposed.
No, that's quite clearly a circle.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay,
yeah. But they get rid of it pretty quick. And they go back to a circle. I'm like, that's poo-poo. Poo-poo kachoo. But it's fine. I think it's one of the best suits. I also like the suitcase suit.
I do like the suitcase suit, and I do like, again, the more, for lack of a better term, more practical suit as opposed to it not being nanotech.
Yes!
It's just cool, isn't it?
The more mechanical assembly.
It's much cooler.
Yes, it's way fucking cooler than just...
Yeah.
Hate it!
And you've been saying it for a while, and I have never disagreed on that, but it was watching this film, I suddenly clicked, like, yeah, this is much fucking cooler.
Iron Man 3 where all the bits fly.
Oh, yeah, it's fucking great.
I don't think I do. And in the comics, with Extremis, the suit comes out of his bones.
Oh.
Do you know what that would equal? Death!
That sounds unpleasant.
Yeah, the suit literally just...
Oh. Do the noise again for me. What happens when it goes back in? Oh, okay. I was wondering if it was going to be your thing. Yeah.
Yeah, don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. And!
Oh, there's an and.
The missile that fell made a fart noise. Fuck off.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, I've gone chaotic with my head, look.
That's what he normally looks like when I'm done with him.
Oh, don't make a worse joke. Don't make a worse joke.
But yeah, don't know what it is. Don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. I've just explained to you for 40 minutes what it is. But yeah, this is fine. This movie is very strictly fine. Thing is, though, I think that about pretty much all of Phase 1.
No, Phase 1 is one of the weaker phases.
It is, yeah, easily.
Phase 1 and Phase 4 have been the weaker phases so far.
I still think Phase 4 is better overall.
I think because there's so much more content, there are more things better than what's in this one.
Yes.
Because there's only, 5 films, whereas...
6,
yeah. Whereas obviously Phase 4 has a billion fucking things, so...
That's true. There are definitely Phase 4 movies that are... A Phase 1 movie, The Avengers, obviously, is better than a lot of the MCU, so...
Yep.
That's
going to be a good week.
Oh, that's going to be good. That's good. Avengers and end of year show.
Remind me to make sure we got a roll of tissues in here.
I'm prepped. I'm done for the end of year show.
Oh, right. You mean you're just ready for the end of year show? I thought you meant you had depleted all reserves and weren't going to need the tissues.
Yeah, I probably will have by the time we actually get around to watch this movie. Yeah. And actually, I lied. I'm not prepped because the game hasn't come out yet. That show is going to be like, be ready and don't waffle. There you go.
Agreed.
That was more at us than anything. But yeah, my TV and movie is done. My games are done. I just need to play one more game to see if games change.
I haven't even thought about it.
I thought about it starting in January. I've taken a note of everything that I've consumed coming out that I think might make it.
Wow, I should have been far more prepped because I can't remember what.
Largely because last year we did it, I missed my show of the year by forgetting that it came out that year. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, I'm just for crying. Both, I think.
I liked how
What is calm if not tears from the penis?
It's more of a sneeze, isn't it? Also, I like how I was trying to be sort of like subtle about that joke, and then Hannah's just straight in with.
I definitely made it worse.
Yeah. But you might as well double down by that point. I agree. It's fine.
Do you know who shouldn't have doubled down? Marvel Studios
Okay.
are fighting the same fucking villain.
Really worried about where you were going then.
No, it's sanitary.
Oh, that's fine.
It was sanitary.
That goes away for the next couple films now, though.
Incorrect.
Yeah?
Thor, a Norse god, fights another Norse god.
He doesn't fight one similar to himself, though.
Largely.
He's not fighting Kratos.
No. But Iron Man fights a World War II super soldier. Iron Man?
It's like, so not himself, then.
Captain America fights a World War II super soldier. His face is just red.
Yeah, fine. Fair enough. Give you that one.
And the final battle of Thor is just
Robot.
two... No, that's not the final battle. Final battle of Thor is just two Norse gods swinging weapons at each other.
I don't remember. That. I don't remember the first Thor very well. Not seen it in a very long time.
It's not very good. Who knows? I haven't watched it in a very long time. Who knows? I might put it under this. Who knows?
I like how we decided to do MCU to keep Jack happy, and all he's done is complain about them not being very good so far.
What? All we did with Iron Man was me talk about how good it was, and then with the Incredible Hulk, I think I was more positive than negative as well. Not that I would put this below Incredible Hulk, but I just think there were some really good scenes.
Okay, say something nice about Iron Man 2.
I did the triangle. And I complimented Sam Rockwell. I said he's excellent in everything.
You did. Okay, you did say that. Fair enough.
I said they earned the
yeah.
new actor joke.
We agreed that we like Scarlett Johansson.
We agreed that we like Scarlett Johansson. We agreed that the suitcase call is sick as fuck. Suitcase call? Suitcase suit is sick as fuck. So my main issue is that I remember these movies to a fucking T.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I just...
Yeah, I've kind of had the same thing where I know Thor's the only one I'm a bit foggy on, actually.
I remember that film to a fucking T.
I probably will as I watch it. It'll probably it'll come straight back to me, but like trying to think about it is hazy.
Because
Captain America,
the
I
big
know.
robot is how he gets his powers back, and then he goes...
Oh, yeah. Another. Just remember that.
Loki does the whole thing of blowing up his dad with a spear.
Do you get a lot of Chris Hemsworth with his top off next week, though? So if there's one thing I like...
About 4 seconds.
There's one thing I like more than Scarlett Johansson, it's Chris Hemsworth.
True. I've been watching Limitless with Chris Hemsworth on Disney+.
I'm aware of it.
It's good. Because it's just Chris Hemsworth.
Natalie Portman and Kat Dennings, too, also okay with both of these people.
I despise Darcy Lewis.
I'm talking about Darcy Lewis. I'm talking about that.
Yeah, but the problem with Kat Dennings in the Marvel movies is that she speaks.
Meow meow.
Worst joke in the entire MCU. I hate it.
Love it.
I hate it. The first time, like in the first movie where everyone's saying like Mjolnir, she goes meow meow. Fine. But the meow meow in all the following movies, shut the fuck up.
She did it once. She does it once in that same movie. Oh no, Dark World. She does it once, isn't it?
So a different movie.
Yeah, but it's not every other movie. Oh, it's the only other one she's in. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to stop talking.
Yeah, and she invades one division without my permission. She shows up in Dark. But that was fair enough. Dark.
Oh, she was good in One Division. We all compliment her in One Division.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh, I just hate her.
God, you're so negative.
And
Go home.
No, I refuse. I don't want to.
Fine, I'll go to your house.
There is a 3-year-old there.
I understand why you don't want to go home.
No, it's fine. He'll be asleep. He'll already be asleep. Although, he's also a terror, so he's probably not asleep. Chris, come here to say. Now delete your God of War save. I would never do that.
You're going to download yours in a minute, aren't you?
don't know.
Can.
Try and think of one more compliment for this movie. It ends. No.
I really like.
I didn't talk about. Sorry, carry on.
Rich, I assumed it was a lightsaber. I was busy. Sorry, I just wasn't available. I like. You won't care for this. I like the parallels they have between Howard Stark and Walt Disney.
They do have a few. No, he won't still be up. My sister's pretty disciplined with him and going to bed. The only reason he was up the other night was because he had slept for several hours in the car, and they arrived at 10:30. So he got woken up, and he was just like, "I'm alive!" But anyway, carry on. Walt Disney.
Yeah, it's like there's like a.
He even kind of looks like Walt Disney.
Yeah, I think it's deliberate, like because the way that like all of those sort of promo tapes that he does that he's watching back and whatnot is how Walt Disney did loads of his stuff, and having the diorama of his cities, like it's how we spoke about Epcot, and it was like an Epcot thing. It's like, this is my city of tomorrow, which is pretty much exactly what Walt Disney was saying in his promo things about Epcot. It's exactly what Epcot means. Was it experimental prototype community of tomorrow? So it's pretty much exactly that. But I'm a Disney fan, aren't I? Proper Disney fan. So like, I just like that kind of just little slight Walt Disney-ish theme to Howard Stark.
This is before they were owned by Disney as well.
I know, yeah. But I think like Walt Disney, say what you want about any other issues that Walt Disney may have had in the past from his time.
Yes.
Yes, but also the era. Hard to blame him when everyone was like it. And also the Disney company and everything else. Like, the man changed entertainment and changed the way we do things in the industry. So
Yes.
we wouldn't have any of this if it wasn't for Walt Disney. We wouldn't have Marvel like we do now if it wasn't for Disney, because Disney wouldn't exist to have bought it and funded it. So I like all that shit.
Depends.
No, I hate that bullshit. People say, oh, someone else would have done it. Someone else didn't do it. Walt Disney did.
No, I don't mean Disney. I mean Marvel specifically, because obviously they got to the point where they were already highly successful before Disney.
Yeah, but you would need to get to where they are now is because they were bought by someone as large as Disney. If they hadn't been bought by Disney, they wouldn't have been funded to get there where they needed to be now. They wouldn't have had that right, the same backing. That is Disney behind that through and through. And also, I think it even comes down to just the basis of the way Disney changed the way you'd make films, or like the sort of approach you'd make to films, and the idea of different types of entertainment that wouldn't have spawned into movies. And I know there's an argument of someone else would have done it, but someone else didn't do it. So.
Oh no, I don't make the argument of someone else would have.
People do that all the time. I've had people say it to me, and I've seen people all the time. Yeah, but someone else would have done it. Yeah, but someone else didn't. So
someone else wouldn't have made Disney.
Yeah, someone else would have made something different. That's maybe
the reason Disney was so successful was because it was a pretty fucking unique thought.
Yeah.
Fine. Someone else would have made something would have become more successful. Yes, but it would have been a different thing because the other thing didn't exist. Yes.
And Sony have proved it's not the property, it's the quality of the company behind it. Agreed.
But you could argue that a lot of the problems Marvel are having now are Disney.
Yes, correct. I think they're about to go away.
I agree. I think Wakanda Forever kind of shows.
Well, yeah, but I also think like since this bringing Bob Iger back in, that's going to be huge. I forgot about that. That man has made so many changes already, and people, like Disney fans' main critique of Bob Chapek is just like, this guy doesn't get Disney. He doesn't understand what Disney's supposed to be. He doesn't understand Walt Disney's vision. Like everyone that's been like up and big at Disney have been someone that's like, they want to keep that kind of legacy of what Walt Disney wanted to do going, which is why Disney has remained being as huge and successful as it is, because they've kept this level of standard across their entire company. And then Bob Chapek's come in and has kind of completely forgotten that, gone against it.
So when did Bob Chapek take over?
Just after COVID started.
Oh, okay.
Or around that sort of period.
Oh, okay. So I can't blame him for a lot of the problems I have with some of the stuff.
I don't know. I don't know what the problems are.
This is just the way that some of the this isn't unique to Disney, to be fair, but just fucking hammering a lot of their properties into the ground.
Oh yeah, that's happening everywhere.
They're doing it with Horizon, not Disney, Sony. are doing that with Horizon. Mistake. Don't. Because that's one surefire way to make sure Horizon isn't as popular as it is right now. Because there are currently 5 different Horizon projects in the works.
But yeah, like with Disney, Bob Iger's come in, is immediately like shaking up the board. He's already like undoing decisions Chapek made, specifically about like the parks, because Chapek made loads of changes to the way the parks run and some of the things they did, and people did not like them. And some of the stuff I agree are not good decisions. And
so
like
the same person in charge of the movie side of things is in charge
no,
of
he's
the park.
No, he's the CEO of Disney, so he's in charge of everything. But the way Disney run, and have always run, they have a CEO which oversees everything. And yeah, there's then the movie department, and they'll have their own heads between it and whatnot. But things filter through. Like, it's run quite hands-on by the CEO. Disney's always been like that, because that's how Walt used to run things. And that's the thing, they very much keep that philosophy.
Seems like a bad idea.
I disagree, because it's worked really well up until this point.
Well, yeah, no, but that's only because they've managed to be quite lucky and get.
I think it's just that Chapek was the wrong person, but it's taken them a couple of years to go, he's clearly the wrong person, gone. They haven't messed around. It's the first time they've had someone in where they've gone, he's clearly not the right person, and they've acted on it. In reality, quite quickly. For a company that big, within a couple of years to go, off you go, bring back someone else that's been good in the past, shows a level of commitment on the board as well, of like, what the standard is they need to keep.
Although didn't they fire the board?
No. Like the main director board, and then Iger's come in and has like just shuffled everything around and brought people in and moved other people off. It won't be the main board of directors. It will be the people that are heading those other departments and stuff like that. Is my guess.
I see. I thought you said the board. I was clear.
I may have said that. I don't know.
This also wasn't today that you said it was after Wakanda Forever. I think.
Yeah, like you should really watch at some point, and if anyone hasn't watched it, you should, because it's genuinely really interesting. Watch on Disney Plus all the different documentaries about Disney, specifically the that Chapek was doing lots of shit like that. But
when Disney Plus first launched, the amount of original stuff was insane, especially stuff that just wouldn't be making money. There's a lot now as well, but I mean, I think they've kind of settled it down, especially considering a lot of the shows that they're bringing out are Marvel and Star Wars. Regardless of quality, they're going to probably recoup their spending on those, regardless of quality. I'm sure She-Hulk made its money back, despite being a 1 out of 10. And same with... What was the really... Boba Fett. Being a negative 4 out of 10. But anyway.
But you should honestly watch some of those Disney Plus shows. The one about the Imagineers is particularly interesting, but that they also go a lot into like the history of the company and how they got to where they are and what Walt Disney's vision was. And you know, like there were things kind of like some of the George Lucas stuff on the ILM documentary as well. Like there's lots of stuff that Disney was talking about in his early days of setting this stuff up of what he wanted to do, but just the technology and stuff wasn't there yet. But there's stuff they're still working on now and still doing and bringing in now, because it's like that was the vision for Walt Disney. Like his main vision with the parks, and don't forget that was the main part of his company. He started when he started, it was the parks. Was that, and he says it multiple times, and they stick with it now, is Disneyland will never be finished. Disney World and Disneyland will never be finished, because there's always something new to add, and they don't want it to be that once you've been, you don't need to go back. They want there to be a reason to go back, and the way to do that is to never finish it. Always be adding, always be changing. And see now, you see, I addressed that. Everyone's vision was racism back then. Not that that's okay, I mean, but it's hard to blame him.
A lot of the world went to war to stop it.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe not everyone.
Big chunk of people's. And even then, they went to war to stop particular racism.
Yeah, but he was also incredibly anti-Semitic, wasn't he?
Possibly. I don't know. Maybe.
I thought that was the whole thing. Not general racism. It was anti-Semitism,
maybe.
I thought.
Don't know. No idea.
I also agree. The man's dead. Move on.
It's like it's just from like a different time entirely. And that doesn't mean it's right, but I hate the idea of getting hooked up on like stuff that happened. Yeah, we're better now. We've learned from it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
When people get really picky and choosy.
Yeah, like it really.
Like, George Washington is my favourite president. You mean the slave driver?
Yeah, like they're all problems. Like, but
exactly.
they are problems that we have now evolved from. So doesn't matter. The man's dead. Doesn't change the fact that what he built, and like the guy was a complete visionary. It doesn't change any of that. Just because they had entirely different lifestyles and morals and culture back then, like that doesn't take away from any of it. I know there was a big laughy cry face there, so I realised that it was mainly intended as a joke, but that's what to say.
Indeed.
Because it does grind my gears, that kind of thing. It always does. No, yeah, I know. I've said the same thing as you've said it. But honestly, watch the Imagineers thing. It's really interesting. Sorry, I'll stop talking about Disney now.
You often tell me to watch this, and I'm not. That's not.
No, yeah, I know.
You often tell me to watch this, and every time you tell me, I go, "That does sound interesting. I will."
You should.
I know I should, and I will.
There's also, I think it's next month. There'll be a show that I'll be in probably. I hope. Fucking better be, because I waited there for like 2 hours, and if there's not at least a shot of me, I'll be pissed. I think I'm wearing this shirt too. Might not be. Don't remember.
Damn, it doesn't have a link.
I know.
They absolutely would have blurred that out. It's like, I don't know what their website is, and I don't want to look at it. Blur.
Rabbit hole. That kind of sounds gross. We're just trying to do this.
But I don't think it is.
Should we give this film a score?
Yes.
Hang on. 56. What do you want to score it?
6.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
6 for fine. I still think it's pretty solid. Because 6 is putting it the same as Hulk. I think this is definitely better than the Incredible Hulk. I think you got...
Yeah, but that's because we're limited by a 10-point system here.
We are, yeah, but I think it is.
I would have leaned more towards mid-5 for Incredible Hulk.
Right.
Where I'd be leaning to like low 6 for Iron Man 2. But we don't have a 100-point system.
Yeah, no,
or even a 20-point system. So
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
So I'm limited. So obviously the rounding just kind of...
I get it. I understand. That's a different hurdle to have to try and work out how to get past. I understand that. I feel like you've got better characterization in this. I think you've got better use of setting stuff up for the future. I think you've got some better action sequences. I feel like it's just a better movie. Like the tone feels like it, is consistent. Whereas the complaint about the last one was it didn't quite feel consistent. Don't know.
I don't disagree that it's better. If it's no, it's not 1 to 100. I don't know if that's a. I don't know if that was a joke or a genuine...
can't you have half marks? That's what we're not doing 100.
A half mark is a 20-point system. So a 100-point
sure.
system is 6.1, 6.2, 6.3. I assume you were probably joking, but just in case.
Yeah. No, we haven't got that.
We haven't got half marks.
Not what
and that's...
We decided
not 10 animations.
Yeah, well, because we used to do that. We used to do it as a 100-point system, and we decided that was just... It becomes like a complete fucking minefield.
The points become utterly arbitrary.
Yeah, and
then it becomes, what have I reviewed? Did I prefer that?
Yeah.
Because if I'm sitting at an 8.2, but I think this is better, it has to be higher than that.
Yeah.
But you then can't justify that point. Really, within the review, you're just like, I've just picked it. So we just kind of said, fuck that, we'll just do this. Do you know what I don't understand even more? People who limit themselves to a 5-point system.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that.
Because like so many of the streaming services have 5-point system review things. So you have this piece of garbage that is only half a star. Oh, the half a star, so that's a 10-point system. Ignore me. Take that back. It was a joke, although you did...
Jack, not like I like the film. See, I know Rich sort of is going with his 7 joke as well. 7 is where I'd lean.
Just press the 6 and then the 7.
That'd make it 67.
No, it wouldn't. It would make it 6 and then for me, and then 7.
A lot of votes for 7.
They don't count.
This is what we said we'd do though if we have an impasse. Put it to an audience vote.
Oh, we do, but I trust a coin more. Largely because they're disagreeing with me. But
I haven't got a coin on me.
No, neither do I. Who has change? I probably do in my coat. But...
Be a homeless guy out there that's got some change somewhere.
Oi, person who has nothing, can I have your money?
It's really important. I need to vote on Iron Man.
Surely I'm staff. But you didn't rewatch the film.
Oh, that's an annoyingly good counterpoint from Jack. It's annoying.
So your review is based on memory and, let's be honest, Sam Rockwell, which is fine.
Yeah, he does make a good point. Fuck it, I'm making the executive decision then.
Plus, to be fair, this isn't the important bit. The ranking is the
Yeah. This is just arbitrary for fun so I can use the animations.
So the important bit is obviously the actual ranking.
Plus, like, you know, there are 30 of these films. I can put up with one being scored a little bit lower than I might score.
And I'm sure then, what's 6 on the scale? Fine. I assume the animation hasn't happened for you yet. So our current ranking, at number 1, Iron Man. At number 30, Hulk.
I'm not putting this at 29.
No, we'll put it at 2, obviously.
Yeah, I think
it will just work its way down to 29.
Yeah. So actually, I don't know if it will. I reckon it'll be near like 26, 27.
Thor: Dark World, maybe Thor.
You don't like Guardians 2?
I prefer it to this.
Good, because that will go higher for me.
Yeah, I prefer it to this. I don't like Guardians 2. I don't like Captain Marvel. I do like all of these movies. I like is the difficult thing to get across.
We'll see. I don't know. I've got a funny feeling it wouldn't be quite that low.
So how many? So there's 10. I'm going to predict. I'm going to make a prediction. I don't want to write this down. Can I have a? Because I want to write this down in no particular order. I want to write.
Do you want me to take this
now.
text off your face?
No, it's fine.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you needed it.
Yeah, kind of do. So in no particular order, I'm going to write down.
Are you making a prediction of what you think is going to?
In no particular order. So this column will be.
Oh, the bottom tier comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, we've got 3 tiers there of mid tier, low tier, and top tier. I don't know why I said it in that order.
So obviously Hulk is there. But
So you're making a prediction of what you think is going to be the lower tier.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that's great game.
I don't think you'll disagree with me either.
I think there's a few things we'll disagree on a little bit.
I'm not going to try and order it.
Yeah, it's more like when we move from that low to mid tier. I think like round there'll be a little few disagreements.
But that's going to be there. I'll try and do an order, but I'm not trying. Like I'll put them in a general order that I think, but I don't think that I'm going to get the order correct.
Okay.
Thor: Dark World. I think Thor's going to be down here. I think Cap 1's going to be down there as well. I think. Huh?
Cap 1. Cap 1's a good film.
Oh, I hate it.
God, you're so miserable.
No, you know I exaggerate.
I remember when you used to like.
Time.
I remember you used to like things.
I don't think I ever did.
Our friendship was bonded on liking. No, it wasn't. Our friendship was bonding on complaining about shit. Actually,
I was going to say this entire thing came from the fact that we were fucking sick of it. You asked me. We didn't know each other very well. You asked me purely out of like. You were sick of talking to other people who didn't know anything.
Yeah, it's a good point. I've realised it. It's all come back to me.
I think Cap 1 will be down there. I don't dislike Cap 1. I just think like
in the tier of the 30 Marvel
Especially
films, it's going to end up being low. Yeah,
its own series. It's compared to Winter Soldier and Civil War,
which are easily some of the best.
Yeah, and I think there is some jank in the first Captain America. I just think it's not very.
Tommy Lee Jones is in it though. 10 out of 10.
So Cap 1, I think.
Faust. We're not doing Faust.
I think Captain Marvel will be down here. I think.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think. Probably, if it is, it will be like 21. But I think Black Panther might reach it.
I'd agree.
So I'm going to put it up. I think Black Panther might hit the top of that list. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 6. I need 4 more. Throw me Marvel movies I've completely forgotten.
Yeah, I've forgotten them all as well. I'm just going to sort of go through them. So, what happens after Avengers?
Iron Man 3. That's not
Iron Man 3. Guardians 2. Thor 3.
Guardians 1 is definitely not down there. Thor 2 is already there.
Ultron's
not down there.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man might be.
Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man 2 is not.
Eternals.
Eternals probably will be down here. Eternals.
Love and Thunder. I think Love and Thunder will come down that way, actually, to be fair.
Eternals will probably be down there. I think Black Widow will probably be down here.
Yeah, Black Widow. I think Love and Thunder. I think Love and Thunder's one of the other ones. I think that'll be low, because I fucking hate it.
You said you liked it more in a second.
Liked it more. I still do not like the film. I do not think it's good.
Oh, fair enough.
I think it is one of the worst MCU films.
I'm trying to think. See, for me personally, I think like here, you can't see it, like the 22 sort of slot.
Yeah, that's where it gets muddy.
Would probably be Guardians 2.
I can't tell in the context and not having the rest and being a while since I've seen that film, but that doesn't sound outlandish. You saying that when you say that, and I don't go, no, yeah, you're probably right. Actually, it probably feels about there.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Thor 4. So I think the bottom 10, not in any particular order, are going to be Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Doctor Strange? No, Doctor Strange is...
I think Doctor Strange will be around the 2019.
Yeah, I think it's low mid.
Yeah, I think... same with Ant-Man. I think it's going to be Black Panther, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Love and Thunder, Black Widow, Eternals, Captain Marvel, Cap 1, Thor 2, poor Thor, and The Incredible Hulk. We won't put a wager on it because I will rig it.
Also, we never follow through with our right.
The only time we've ever had a wager, you got 20 quid out of it.
Indeed. It's Dominic Warburton we didn't buy his pizza.
That's because he didn't fucking show up.
I agree. So he lost his pizza. I agree.
I was thinking about 21. We never know. A lot of these like middle tier to low tier
really
movies, I haven't watched in a while because they're not the ones you would ever really just pick to watch. Should we try and do the middle tier? No.
Let's not do this. I mean, it would just save 30 weeks. Done. We've done it.
I do also think it will be... Yeah, fuck it, we're doing it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Not the middle tier. We're going to try and... The middle tier we're going to ignore. Because fuck
Let's just try and predict the top 5, maybe.
Cool. I'm okay with this one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Infinity War.
Yep.
I think this is going to be a really easy
in no
list.
particular order here.
Yeah, no particular order.
I think you've got
Infinity War,
Ragnarok, Winter Soldier.
Ragnarok. Is it Ragnarok or Ragnarok?
Ragnarok?
I should fucking know by now. We've been playing a game
I know.
for several hours called Ragnarok. Infinity War, Ragnarok, Winter Soldier.
Endgame. I think Avengers 1.
I don't know. I think there are a few more movies that I think are better than Avengers 1.
Like Civil War.
If we're talking the top 10, obviously you're going to have Avengers 1, you're going to have Civil War.
You'll have some of the Spider-Man.
You probably have one of the Spider-Man.
We're going to bicker on the Spider-Man because I think No Way Home is fucking excellent, but also Homecoming I think is real good.
Homecoming is real good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I think the Spider-Man are some of my... Remember, none of the Spider-Man movies were below an A tier when I did that list.
Oh yeah, and like we keep saying this, when you're talking MCU, the stuff that's in low tier doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad film. It's just compared to some fantastic film.
5. So Infinity War, Ragnarok, Winter Soldier, Endgame.
So what are the other ones
that could be in that?
Because I'd say you're talking
Civil War. Probably No Way Home.
Yeah, I mean, it's those 3 is probably the up and downs I'm thinking, and I would maybe lean more for Avengers 1, but we haven't done the rewatch.
And the problem is that.
But then this isn't us deciding. This is just predicting and guessing.
This is predicting, but I did that. The 5 is I've no idea. 10 easy.
Well, do 10 then, you big lummox.
Fine.
Have you noticed we're just trying to stretch this episode out a bit? Although we have run over an hour.
So obviously,
Taking that text off the screen. Silly.
Avengers, Civil War.
Yeah, exactly, Hannah. Exactly that. A poor MCU film isn't necessarily a poor film.
No, not by any stretch. Not by any stretch. No Way Home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
A bad MCU does not a bad movie doth make what not. I'm not well.
3 more. My brain's gone completely down.
Let me see the list. So Infinity War, Ragnarok, Winter Soldier, Endgame, Avengers, Civil War, No Way Home, Homecoming.
Over Far From Home.
Yeah, I think Homecoming's better than Far From Home.
I mean, they're both excellent.
They are. I just think Homecoming's better.
They're both excellent. Vulture's great. But I really like
The Vulture twist, man. The Vulture twist is real fucking good.
That is
real good.
That is true. But it has that. It's not an origin movie, but it has the origin movie problem. A tiny bit, not much, in its defense. When did I do that tier list?
Shang-Chi could be up high.
I'm trying to get.
It's real good.
I had a tier list. Where did I?
Maybe
put it?
Multiverse of Madness could be high.
4th of July. Did I do it that late?
First Guardians.
Maybe. There are just so many movies now that the ones you're like, oh, they're fucking excellent. Oh, but are they top 10? Now we're in February. Did I delete it like an absolute knob?
Well, you are an absolute knob, so it's plausible.
Oh, I found it. So we got Infinity War. We got Endgame.
Hannah says Black Panther 2.
Oh, I don't think it would be top 10. I do really like it, but I don't think it would scrape the top 10. Oh, God, this has got the shows in there as well. This is nice and confusing. See, I've got fucking Doctor Strange in S tier, but I would definitely drop that now.
I know.
I got excited.
I do like Doctor Strange. I think it's real good.
Oh, no, I really like it. But I mean multiverse, by the way, not.
I know. Multiverse is very good. On my second watch, when I sort of knew what to expect, my opinion on that film shot straight up. And even then, I didn't dislike Multiverse. It was just very mid
you're
for
a bit
me.
more down on it than I was.
Yeah, but
that's
even
to say, I get overexcited.
Yeah, but I wasn't even that particularly down on it. I had a few particular complaints that was really more about the marketing than the film. As I said in my second watch, I think it was much better.
I'm gonna put Mum, Homecoming.
Have you ever done a sneeze that hurts your eyeballs?
I've done a sneeze that hurts my neck.
Everything hurts my neck.
Mum, Homecoming, and Shang-Chi. So, to reiterate, I think, or we think, because I don't think we disagree on any of this, the bottom 10, in no particular order, would be Black Panther, Guardians 2, Love and Thunder, Black Widow, Eternals, Captain Marvel, The First Avenger, not The First Avengers, First Avenger, Cap 1, Thor, The Dark World, and Hulk. We think the top 10 will be Infinity War, Ragnarok, Winter Soldier, Endgame, Avengers, Civil War, No Way Home, Shang-Chi, Homecoming, and Multiverse of Madness. And then the rest of them will filter into the middle somewhere.
I think you're pretty close.
We won't look at this again until the end, other than when we're writing in the book.
Other than every week. Rewatch of what? Sorry?
Jack stopped our rewatch because it came to Disney Plus. I don't know what you mean.
I don't know what
you're
you're
referring
rewatch
to.
of. I'm not sure what film is referring to.
Yeah, I don't know what you're referring to. I don't remember a week ago, let alone however long that could have been. Anyway, we did do the ranking, didn't we? We put it at 2. Yeah. Oh, I see.
Dad?
Just got a text from Rich.
Read it. You're hosting a show.
It's a really long text.
Is it relevant to this?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
It was. I believe it's
Go for it then.
Rich's predicted entire
Oh.
ranking.
Predicted or just his ranking?
I don't know.
Sorry, was trying to help.
Oh no, it's not a ranking. He's just giving me the list of films.
Oh.
That would have been that would have been good. That would have been helpful instead of me trying to. It just arrived at the very second we finished, which is
A
unfortunately
lot like me. God, there's actually not even much of a joke there. That's pretty normal. To arrive the second you finish. That's normal.
Yes,
That's just what happens.
that's fair. That's just generally useful. So that's.
Yeah, that's very good.
Thank you very much for joining.
Why am I sniffly?
If you like what you're doing is watching us. You can follow us. Oh, should we bother?
Follow socials. Go and tell your friends to come and watch us. This isn't a complete waste of everyone's time.
Chris and I have also gotten to the point where we might just delete all the socials. Anyway.
Yeah. God, I hate the internet.
Me too.
It's just an unhappy place. So, like, I saw all these people on Twitter because everyone seems to think that Twitter's just going to go, which is not. With Twitter is not just going to go.
The people who want it to go are the ones who are constantly tweeting, therefore making it not go.
Yes, but then a bunch of people, like especially those people in the games industry, just started suddenly joining this other social media thing that's popped up called Hive.
Yes.
And then they were, oh, I'm on Hive now. I guess you can come and follow me there when this goes. It's like, but you're tweeting about it. You're talking about like what? You're still tweeting, and it's like I'm glad if Twitter goes. I'm not going to join another one.
Oh yeah.
Why do we want another? Why do you think it's
Kristian,
going?
have you seen?
Like, oh, hopefully Hive's going to be better. Charlie forgot the show was on. Seriously, how was he part of this?
I have no idea.
I mean, he's not really part of this. That's the thing,
We may
because
as well
he
just-
keeps forgetting that we have shows weekly.
We may as well just remove the PNG of Charlie's pung in the.
I beg your pardon.
Well, he already has an invisible member, so why not remove the pung?
What was I saying? Yeah, why do people think they're going, oh, hopefully Hive's going to be better? Why?
Have you seen Hive as well?
No.
It's just an amalgamation of Facebook and Instagram.
Great. But why would it be better? If it's still the same... Yeah, exactly, Katie. The internet's the problem, the people are the problem, but the internet gives the people the voice.
Exactly.
But why would it be better? It's going to be the same. You're all going on it to have the same conversations. It's going to be the same problems. I'm bored of it. I'm so bored of it. I'm bored of unbridled negativity. I know that sounds ironic because we moan about things, but it's like all abhorrent, aggressive complaints. No one can just say on these things, I don't like this because of this thing, because it's not for me.
Well, that's the difference.
It all turns into
not
like...
all of it. I will stress not all of it, but a lot of our negativity is constructive.
Yeah.
There is a, I didn't like this, here's why.
Or at least a recognition of, this isn't actually bad, it's just not for me.
Other than when I call Pepper Potts a C-bomb.
Yeah, but
That's not overly
that was for
constructive.
comedy. But like, oh, find funny TikToks and be happy. There aren't. Half the TikToks is also insanity. And all these people that have done nothing. Here's how you make a success on TikTok. Well, say something. You say something funny. Do it now. Say something funny.
There's so much pressure. Oh, yeah. Oh, my fucking God. I hate those people. And there's someone that I follow who does genuinely good, like, nerd-based movie coverage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he's always at premieres and stuff. And I'm like, cool, good for you. You've made a name for yourself and you're being invited to all these premieres. The cock that he's always with is just this Scottish dude who points at text of theories that
the
he
people
made
that
up.
point at text. This was some text on screens going,
That's all he does, and he's always at these premieres. I'm like, get fucked. Shove a battered Mars bar up your ass. I'm allowed to say that. I'm Scottish. And if you don't believe me, haggis.
The other thing I don't like on TikTok is like a trend happens for a couple of days and then that's all that's on your timeline.
Yes.
Go away. I'm sick of people going, I remember when I lost my mind. I can make it leave.
Oh, God, yeah. Just because, it's just
Make
like,
it go away.
someone was good at singing. It doesn't mean you have to steal their fucking
Yeah.
riff. Like it if you like it and move on. Like, Jesus Christ. My Lord.
Anyway, should we upload this video, restring a bass and do something more fun?
Yeah.
Bye.
Restring a bass is not a euphemism. I don't know what it could be.
Doing something more fun is though. on that note.